I'll tell you right now, if you're not pumped up just from that song alone, you're probably not alive. You might want to get that checked out. It's probably a problem. Also, don't listen to that song while driving a car because you will hit down the accelerator and floor it. What is up, everybody? Good to see you. Hopefully, you're all doing well. Welcome back to the stream. So I was going to be doing this last stream, and that's basically going to be a shmups, aka shoot 'em up stream, where I just go through, play lots of different side scrollers, vertical scrollers, shooting games, like where you have like a ship and fly around. And historically, I am usually pretty bad at them. There's a couple of them that I'm like somewhat a little bit decent at, but not always. So it's results are not guaranteed, which will lead into some of the hilarity. I also have a new drink beverage next to me, next to try out. Uh, I've heard things about it, and I'm looking at the nutritional fact information on the back, and it appears to be probably the most unhealthiest thing I've probably going to drink that was not illegal in substance or Tahitian treat. Because Tahitian treat is that used to be made with like pure real sugar, and it was enough that it used to basically condense on the bottom of the bottle. You'd see just like probably about a good 4 or 5 millimeters of sugar resting on the bottom, and it was like 80 grams of sugar per 12 ounces, and you'd buy like a big liter of this crap. Yeah, there's no question why I developed diabetes later in life, but so anyway, I want to do some shmups. I have some written down that I could think of that I wanted to play and that I've played before. I'm kind of ignoring Ikaruga because that game's just too difficult to have fun. I also have a suggestion from Jay, so I'm holding off on that and hope he shows up because I want to play that when he's on stream, of course. But let's do some Lightning Force. This is a game that I own. I have a complete inbox for my Sega Genesis, and I think I've probably played it maybe a handful of times. Let me switch over to Ritual Arch. Here we go. I know it's not the right screen size. That's fine. But it's something that I enjoy. It looks really cool. I know the music's great on it. I haven't really played a whole lot of it, so I want to kind of correct that. And since I still don't have a working Elgato, we're going to be doing emulation for everything as usual. So I'm over to the Genesis. That's 32X. Game Gear. Master System. Here we go. All right, let's see. Does... Okay, so right button works to skip down. So we're going to be going down to Lightning. This is actually Thunder Force 4, but for whatever reason in the States they decided to change it to Lightning Force and they misspelled it. You see it right down here. Lightning Force, yeah. Okay, that's not the right one. Hold on. Eco Drive. This should work. Yeah, this is the one I was looking for. Okay, cool. Lightening Force. Yeah. Alright, so I also have arcade stick up. And I have RTX on, so hopefully you won't hear a whole lot of clacking and clicking of the buttons. That's the hope, at least. No. Okay, so basically you get to pick what your order you want to attack in. I don't remember what does what, so we'll just go clockwise. We'll say that. Okay, this appears to be a speed up. This is a shoot. I remember about this game, you have like super wide gameplay fields. It's like you can be up high, and it has amazing parallax scrolling too. Didn't even see what killed me there. Okay. Must pay attention. Now I remember why it's having problems. I was having some problems with, like, distinguishing, like, different foreground and forward objects. Is that in the water? Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, game over already. Because I'm not that good at these games, so we're going to be seeing that a lot, but I'm just going to be playing and having fun. Yeah, I always love the parallax scrolling in this game. It is just amazing looking. And if anyone does not know what parallax scrolling is basically those cloud layers going, like, flying from right to left. And where you have different layers to those sprites moving, you'll have, like, one closest to you moving the fastest, and then the middle layer moving a little slower, and the one the farthest distance moving the slowest. And it creates this pseudo, I'm doing air quotes right now, 3D effect to basically try to kind of mimic 3D when they didn't have it. It's kind of it's a lost art, really, parallax scrolling these days, but yeah, but this game does it amazingly well. This is the mountains in the back, and then you have the two cloud layers. Okay, so it's locked me out from there, it's locking me into here, so I guess I'm going against the boss, or... Nope, we're going under the sea! A lot of slowdown here, holy crap. I don't, like I said, I don't think I ever got this far my actual physical copy to know if it's actually like this normally. Oh, okay, so you can... Well, how are you supposed to get past that? Give me... Okay. And the game locked up. Yeah, I can get in the menu here. The game crashed. That's interesting, I have to say. Huh. Alright. That gives me some time here to mess around with the settings anyway. We'll see if we can get rid of some of that slowdown. Overclock, yes. We'll do maybe 50%. Yeah, I've. It's been a while since I've seen a game crash in emulation and not be like an emulator crash. It'd be like the game itself actually just going nope and then just kicking it. Let's mix up the order. We'll start with Dasser. Okay. Yeah, this is not working out too well. I can barely see what's coming at me. They got me shooting something red, I'm betting. Because I can't see it coming at me. Music reminds me of like a treasure game. People did like Gunstar Heroes. The McDonald's game with Ronald McDonald was actually a pretty decent game. Let's go back to that first level that I was at, because I'm overclocking the Genesis right now, so... I'm an expert pilot who didn't survive very long. Another thing I want to check is also latency right ahead. Whenever you play with emulation, you can always have some fun, especially RetroArch. This is why I always praise RetroArch so much, is you can actually get rid of input delay. First off, we need to find out exactly what that is. So I'm going to hold down shoot button right now and hit one frame. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, 4. That is huge. It felt like a little wonky trying to move around. It's not too bad. 4 is like the upper limit of what you can really detect for lag. Like 5 and onwards, where a lot of people start to notice it, but 4 is a little bit noticeable for me. I'm super sensitive to input latency. So what you do is you do one less. You hit P as in pause on the keyboard, and then what I was doing was holding down the shoot button. I hit K as in kangaroo, which advances it one frame. I don't know why that's the button that does it. Until you start seeing a shot, and then you count your frames, like how many times you press it until you see an action happen. Then you basically subtract one for it. So I did four frames until I saw a shot. So you do three. That takes care of it. Now I will have instantaneous movement and shooting. It's gonna be great and throw me off. Oh yeah, a little more responsive. Also, I haven't really seen any slowdown yet, so it looks like the overclocking is helping with that. So a lot of fun too. If you do that with Road Rash games, you the game actually you can get it to run like 60 frames. A little slowdown here and there, but not bad. Yeah, I don't know how to avoid that. Oh, come on. Seems like it is messing with the audio, though, which is interesting. So let's try knocking it down to 25. I'm sorry I keep pausing it and doing all sorts of weird crap, but I mean, that's what I do on my streams. I always try to get the best, not there, the best looking games and stuff I can do. Best results. We'll do a 25% overclock. So if it crashes again, then I am like switching to the other ROM I have. I can hear it slowing down still. It's trying. Let's put that back to 50. I keep going into there. I need to go into options. Clock 50. Yep, a little bit better. Still slowing down. Still trying to chug. Oh, I have different speeds I can be moving at. Okay, cool. Just figuring this out now. Oh, what? It's like I'm not sure if there's like a weak spot I should be aiming for or what. Oh well. Oh well. I mean, this is actually at the most at farthest I've ever gotten that level. Like I said, it's the Sega Genesis and myself have a weird kind of history in that, like, I owned it, but I didn't play it for many years. It turns out I had one of the worst Sega Genesis you could make for like sound and video. It wasn't until my friend Pat's like, dude, there are better units out there. You're gonna get killer sound, because like he'd sent me clips of his own Genesis. I'm like, how are you getting the amazing sound and picture? He's like, and he sent me a link to, I think it's a Sega 16, and they did like a full breakdown of every single version of the Sega Genesis revision model boards, and like the different sound and video you can get out of it to make it sound a lot better. And it looks like it crashed again, so I might just have a bunk ROM on this one. But yeah, so I had a Genesis for years. I never collected for it. I wouldn't say I didn't start really seriously collecting for it until about maybe 6 or 7 years ago. Started adding a lot more games to my collection. I only had like three. I had Lightning Force. I had Mortal Kombat, and I had Streets of Rage 2. That was it. That was for like the longest time. Those were the only games I had. So then I started slowly adding up more collection back because the Genesis like complete in box were pretty cheap. What is Blastum? Blastum is not the right core size. What am I doing here? I'm playing in RetroArch, which is good, but Kgen is actually the better one, the better emulator. Let me get that pulled up. Kega Fusion. That is still my favorite, just because it gets the sound perfect, in my opinion. So, actually, I think it was Carmen at the time. She was like, "Hey, like she had a pretty decent. She's a gamer. That's what I love about her. One of the many things I love about her, actually, and miss her dearly. So, is she has a pretty good Sega Genesis collection. She let me borrow a couple of her games and play them when I was bored out of my mind. So, while we're looking at this fuzzy screen here, to take a quick intermission. I have just popped open my Malta Goya. I have heard of this. I have never drank one before. It is a malt beverage, non-alcoholic. 12 fluid ounces. It is 270 calories, 170 milligrams of sodium, which is kind of high, not too bad though, but kind of up there. 67 carbohydrates. That's massive. That's like 3 times what I normally eat a day. 38 grams of sugar and 3 grams of protein. It smells like bran cereal. I'm afraid to give this a taste. Let's do it. It tastes like it smells. It's like, oh god, it's sickeningly sweet. Um, it tastes kind of like raisin bran without the raisins. Like you're just eating a bran cereal. It's kind of what it tastes like here. So, All right, Lightning Force. I'm in the wrong area there. ROMs. I mean, totally legally acquired stuff. Pardon me. Well, that's some good bass. Man, that was awesome. I need to change my configuration. I don't know what this is. Let's see. Set config. Controllers. Pardon me. Okay, so A, B, C. So I need B and C changed around. Okay. Okay. Define up, down, left, right. A, B, C. Start. X, Y, Z. Mode. Good. Software set. Okay. I'm gonna give this another go here, and then I'm gonna try some other games on the Genesis while we have this up. Yeah, but Kega Fusion 3.64, it's been around forever. You know, this is like one of the older Genesis simulators that I can think of that I stick with throughout the years. It just has the best sound in my opinion. It's like it didn't have that bass on RetroArch. Alright, let's do a different. Let's do Air Raid, Ruin, Dasser, Strite. Freeway, okay. Don't hang in the back. Got it. Something tells me I picked one of the harder levels, yes. Right off the bat. Okay, so those are background elements cannot do. Ooh, I just had a thought of a Saturn game I'll have to try. It's one I have on my shelf. It's one I would like to play on the actual console, but as we know, not gonna be good. But I do want to thank everybody for actually following or subscribing last stream. Had 4 subscriptions. 3 subscriptions and 1 was a gift, which is awesome. That puts me one step closer to being able to buy a Cloner Alliance card so I can do more console streaming. Like, so I could actually play this on my real Sega Genesis and be terrible at it there. You know, things like that. It allows me to do it, so that means a lot to me. Because, I mean, it's still going to take a while for me to get enough money from Twitch to pay out, but it's a start. And so I'll never beg for... Oops. Never beg for anybody to donate or subscribe or anything like that. If you want to, you're more than welcome to. Pardon me, but I don't require it. And I don't tell people like, hey, go tell your friends who have a... Pardon me, Amazon Prime, if they're not using a subscription, to subscribe to me. It doesn't cost them anything. Just tell it to auto-renew. Just like, I've heard streamers do that. I used to mod for a person who did that, and I was like, dude, I'm not gonna do that, I'm out. It's like, take me off as a mod, I'm done with your channel. Okay, so Air Raid I think is the hardest level. I think the top level is just one I was starting by itself. And oh my god, I cannot keep, I have like been slowly sipping on this Malta Goya. I cannot continue with that. That is just, ugh. No, thank you. So let's try Ruin, which should logically be the 3rd hardest level. Then I want to try a game, then after that I've only seen in magazines, I remember as a kid. That always intrigued me. The old days of GamePro. Wow, I'm off to a great start already. Okay. Snake is interesting. Okay. Say, just get one of the cooler guns and then die instantly. Of course I do. Cool soundtrack though, I like it. Is that for? I always remember like playing this OST, but like I've rarely ever played this game. Or it's got some banging tracks. Alright, so let's move on here. Asterisk success, I remember we've done it. Yeah, so this is a game that I remember seeing in like GamePro magazine back in the day. And it was really funny because like I had my parents would buy me GamePro magazine. And we're talking like 91, 92. But they were against us having video games, but they supported us that way. Like they didn't mind if we played in the arcade. They didn't mind if we had gaming magazines like GamePro. But they were against us having a Nintendo or a Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis, which actually I didn't care for the Sega Genesis back then. I'd played it in the mall and I'm like, I don't care. Because it was Altered Beast. I'm like, meh. But yeah, but I remember seeing this advertisement. I remember thinking, like, it looks really cool. I want to, like, maybe someday I'll try it. And lo, I know it'd be like 30 some years later I'd be getting around to that. Power off. So we're going to be playing, loading up Steel Empire. There you are. I'm like, where are you? Steel Empire. So I've not played this game. Like I said, I've only seen it in advertisements from many years ago. Like, it's got like blimps and stuff. So I think this might be like a steampunkish type game. Somewhere. That's kind of annoying. Is there a... Yeah, V-Sync's on. There we go. Managed to pause on the frame there. I can read it without going blind, and hopefully nobody's epileptic. My apologies. Pardon me. Excuse me again. That Maltakoy is not agreeing. Somewhere, sometime in a world almost familiar. It is the age of steel. Mammoth battleships cruise the skies. Fortresses float on air, and military might rules the day. Okay. The Motorhead Empire, led by the Ace of Spades, conquered and enslaved virtually the entire planet. Lemmy was proud. Only one hopes for freedom remains, the Republic of Silverhead. Feels Motorhead I would have cracked up there. They alone have the will and the weapons. Their Striker airplane and Zep 1 flying ship can defeat the biggest of Motorhead's juggernauts. Yeah, so if you're watching this on like 30 frames per second, I don't think you can even see it right now. Super bomb, left shot, right shot. Okay. Yeah, because I was like, there's actually like a flickering background the entire time I was looking over my window preview, like, because I have it on 480p. So I always like try to get the transcode. So if you have terrible internet or something like that here, you can actually usually try to watch my stream a little better quality. But if you're still buffering, let me know, because I also stream at a very high bit rate of 5,000, which is pretty high. especially if we're not doing 1080p. So let me know. I can always drop it down if need be. But yeah, I was looking over. I'm like, I'm seeing this flickering on the screen, but the 30 frames per second output just was not catching it there. So my apologies if you're hearing me read off a story and you're like, what is he talking about? Also heard this has a pretty good soundtrack too. I used to absolutely hate the Genesis sound. I still do for voice. But for music, some games are really good. Yeah, the mode here, the Empire. So this is a flickering map right now. Never failed to conquer its enemies. Until now, the devastating lightning bomb is changing history command communique just in states that our leading mine city, Raul, is under attack. Report there at once, take a strike or a Zeppelin, and retake Raul. Slow speed, high vitality. But we gotta go with the Zeppelin. If a game gives you a Zeppelin, you gotta play as it. What is with the flickering, all-timey stuff? My god. It's like, please don't be like that in the game. Okay, so I have vertical, it looks like bombs I can drop if I'm good. Okay, so you take damage by getting too close to the ground. It's a super bomb. Not a fan of the Zeppelin so far, but the life bar does remind me of like UN Squadron, which we might play as well. Oh, the huge manatees! So far, the other fire just seems to be kind of useless. There's like such a weird arc, you can't really plan it. Oh, it automatically shoots rear. Interesting. Okay. So I know it's like the secondary like arc shots were doing that, but neat. It's very hard to see my projectiles sometimes, so like exactly where I'm aiming at. That took way too long. Oh, okay, so you got forward and backwards, okay. Now I see how it's working. I want to try the airplane.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's so tricky trying to get those ones. Ooh, nice. Okay. Same attack, special attack or screen clearing attack for both types. The Led Zeppelin or the little biplane that could. Okay, still explaining correctly. Excellent. Alright, unpause. Same thing that killed me last time! I didn't learn! Sounds like a train's coming. Is it a crazy train? Yep. Too close. Okay, because I could have sworn it shows like... Okay, so you see... Oh, it's level. Okay, so I see that like those lives, like, yeah, your score. They have some kind of icon too. I'm guessing that's my lives there, and the LV is level. So I guess like the X things I was picking up experience will give you a stronger shot. Always so tricky because you don't have manuals. I'm playing through emulation. I could look it up, but I'm lazy. So am I back at the start? No. Okay, cool. So I'm past the boss at least. That's nice. That's nice of the game to do for me. Crap. It's like right next to the vitality. Of course, I take less damage anyway, so I have less health to deal with. I'm faster, but take more damage, it appears. Yeah, okay, so I went to 6 and I have more shots, so that's the dealio. Too low. Let's see, where does it start me? Oh, I was back at the start, but at least it keeps my levels. That's awesome, so... Damn it again. Okay, so you can't go past your highest health vitality, so it's not like you have the default like I'm starting at like right now, but you can't, if you pick up another vitality container, it doesn't care. Alright, so 7. Looks like the bombs are dropping faster. Yeah, and there's 4 of them instead of 3, it looks like. Nope, there's still 3, it just seems like they're faster, maybe. Yay! Just as I'm about to die. Did I get past the level? Yeah, finally! Alright. Like, literally about the game over, but cool. So, initial impression so far, it's not that bad. It's kind of nothing really special in the way that shooters go, really, or shmups, really. But I think if I was a kid, if I was back 10, 11-year-old me, I think I would have been kind of happy playing this game. I don't think I would have been upset by it. It's like, oh god, why am I playing this game? But yeah, I think it would have been pretty cool. Kind of lit up a little bit differently. Now I was expecting it. It's quite different. I mean, those advertisements really kind of pulled me in. Let's see if I can find one real quick. I'm about to close a window real fast here too. Steel Empire ad image. Yeah, it's like these big old like 2-page ad. So this is what it looked like. Let me switch to the desktop. This was, let me get rid of Kagan. Here we go. So, yeah, this is basically what it was like. You see this like in Game Pro. This is actually like a shot of it. It's probably maybe some kind of inside ad, but yeah, I was like, wow, this looks really kind of cool. It looks pretty neat. It'd be kind of fun to try out. And this was the box art. So I thought it was pretty sweet. The game doesn't look quite like this, but it's a unique concept for sure. All right, so give me 1 second. I'm going to close the window, then we'll keep playing. And if anyone has any suggestions for games to play, please let me know. Do I want to become famous by followers, primes, and views on bigfellows.com? How about no and go fuck yourself? But not Nimix. Nimix cool. You can unfuck yourself if I ever told you to do that. What's up, buddy? Close the window. Yeah. Well, hey, there's another one. Go for it. I'll let you get this one here. Another one popped up, another bot. Swing your mighty hammer of justice, Nimix. Smite him or her. Bam! There you go, buddy. How you feel? Drunk with power, no doubt. Or just drunk, I don't know. I don't assume your life. So tonight is Shmups, Shoot 'em Ups. If you have any suggestions for a game I should attempt or play, let me know. I will play it substandardly, as I usually do with most games. And this game I'm playing right now on a pause screen is Steel Empire, a game that I only saw advertised as a kid in GamePro magazine. And I figured, you know what? 30 years later, let's pop this in the old emulator and give it a shot and be terrible at it. And I finally got past stage 1 and I'm just about to die, so it's great. We are rocking in or rolling. By the way, if anyone's epileptic, do not watch this. Especially if you're watching at 720p. So if you're watching at 480p, you might not see a lot of these cinematics. They're trying to be like old timey wartime feel, like the old shuddering. So yeah, Spot. Hate the progress I'm making right now. How so? You hate it that it's working so well, or like you're flying by, or because I know you said like it didn't find anything in the past couple days, but like, and it's like it's dying, but yeah, let me read this a little bit further because I saw it earlier. I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks, and like I didn't comprehend it. Yeah, I was wondering. I was thinking off the top of my head, is it a problem with the tools you're using that's causing it to hang up like that? It can still be. You're wondering if the game can be tasked, the mystery game. It can be tasked. You've gotten this far into it. But this is the first time happening. I'm wondering, like, if it's got to be maybe a problem with the tool itself or something, because it would make sense to be able to get as far as you've gotten and then have it just crap out all of a sudden magical, like they programmed it in, knowing that like X amount of decades or millennials in the future to just crap out anyway, trying to task a run that they wouldn't even have a concept of. Communique in enemy forces secreted in massive caverns at Lingdale. Exercise caution. Low light levels camouflage enemy craft. Also watch for rockfalls and potentially explosive gases.
Good luck.
So what's unique about this is you have like ground shots as well, but you can also shoot forward or backwards at will. And this level is a nightmare. That's the code giving information on... Oh, I'm about to get hit. Yeah. What's going on? Trying to make sure that locked algorithm's not malfunctioning. Yeah, because you're finding a lot more progress with it, so it's got to be something there to find. Sure. Oh boy. That's not how gravity works. Or rocks. I need that to stay alive. It's vitality. It's like, gimme, gimme, gimme. And all that, like, dithering textures. Oh, and I'm dead. No. So yeah, Steel Empire, neato. But there is one we're gonna have to get to. It is a classic. It's not that great of a game, to be honest. I remember the last time I played this like 20 years ago. But the intro is legendary. People know all about it. My mom knew about it, and she didn't even know what the hell it was from. So that should tell you something right off the bat, like, okay. Maybe memeish. Where are you? Okay, so I'm guessing it's not an English game. I thought it was. Japan. Actually, let's go to translation, see if it's in here. No. Okay, so it's got to be Japanese then. There it is. Alright, we gotta find something here. We gotta find this translated. I could have sworn I had this here. Let me take a look. I'm gonna do a quick search in my emulation folder. Let's see. Genesis. Fuck you, I said search. Open file location. So it's in hacks. Okay, okay, okay. Hacks AZ. Yeah, you can get multiple. What happened? Somebody set up us the bomb. We get signal. What? Main screen turn on. It's you. How are you, gentlemen? All your base art belong to us. You're on the way to destruction. What you say? You have no chance to survive. Make your time. Captain! Take off every zig. You know what you doing. Move, zig. For great justice. So they've done a retranslated version of this, but it's like, why would you do that? Why would you get rid of the memeing? I mean, my mom knew all your base art belonged to us, and she didn't know what it was from. She knew that phrase, though. It's like she'd bust it out occasionally. It's like when I was talking about English, which cracked me up. So how'd you get enough power to run that? It's not too bad. Those chips don't actually take up a whole lot of them. I think like the 64 core one is actually like 2 different processors on there. Basically, if you buy any type of server type base, basically just buy yourself a server is what you need, because you can have multiple cores in there because it's built for like, different emulation stuff. So you can actually have like 2 different sockets going through. And I think that's actually how they do the 64 core one, which is already pretty crazy. But those are still like stupidly expensive. Like I think they're still in the $10,000 range, if not higher. I think it's actually a little bit lower than that, but it's still not really kind of viable. But you can just write off. Usually people have like 1,000 power watt or 1,000 watt power supply. It's just fine. Keep it on easy because I suck. The tolls, whatever that is. I know you're wanting a second machine. I knew you were going to get that. I knew you were going to get this beast, and you're going to be like, I want another one to speed it up. I'm like, I knew it was going to be coming. Get yourself another beast. Don't use like your laptop or your old PC to do it. Get a full brand new one, full spec outs. Just go balls to the wall. Tell your wife, hey, I need this. She'll understand. Wow, okay. 1 hit kills, good. Good to know. Okay. So I can do that apparently, whatever that does. It's basically you let me buy this and I will give you all the sex you want. Usually it doesn't work for like women, depending on what it is there and sex drive so forth. Guys were like, sure, no problem, okay, like that, no problem. I'll get more sex, sure. Women a little hard to convince usually on average there. Basically just say it's like cyber sex and you're wanting to get into the whole chatterbait thing there, and I thought about doing it myself. Like I said, I used to be an exotic dancer many years ago. I was very successful at what I did, but decided to give it up because it's just kind of getting annoying, really. There's only so many times you can go out on stage in front of other people and keep your clothes on the entire time because you threaten to take off your clothes unless they throw money on the stage. It makes you feel dirty because I mean, especially when they start throwing the 50s and the hundreds out of sheer panic and terror on their face. But just let them know you're trying to do let them know you're trying to do the digital version of that. It'll be completely different. It'll be unexpected. You need the fastest possible streaming computer for that service as well. Definitely not for using for tasks or anything like that. That'd be insane. I'm just curious, like what this does. Like it just grabs onto people and then you shoot it for fun, like whip it back. Wow, I'm just garbage at this game. No, I haven't mentioned. I'm trying to remember like what this reminds me of, and that would be the game for sure. Looking at the replay. Yeah, that hit me. Okay, cool. But at least it's free play, so they're like, yeah, you're gonna die a lot. You're kind of dumb. It's funny because I can handle games that throw a lot more crap at you. This one's like just wrecking me. It's just like I just can't process it, and things are like moving slow, and it's not that complicated. I'm like, oh crap. Hurt me. Actually, it's I think it was R-Type 3 got it for the Super Nintendo, which I think was actually a launch game for the Super Nintendo as well. Got a patch. Somebody figured out how to put in the SA1 chip, which was like an accelerator chip actually used on Super Mario Kart. And some guy figured out how to put that to emulate it inside the ROM for a game that wasn't supposed to be. So because like Super R-Type 3, I used to think like, man, I'm really good at this game, but it slows down so much. It's like playing in slow motion. You can dodge all this crazy crap coming at you, but you put in that SA1 patch, and it gets rid of all the slowdown. So it's like you're running full speed like the arcade, and you quickly find out you ain't that good. Hitbox detection of Commodore 64 games was by Pixel. Wow, that has to be razor tight. That's impressive. That's like I haven't heard of anything being that tight since modernly since Sekiro. Sekiro was like literally, except for grabs. Grabs were poor shit in that game. But like the actual blade had to make contact with your body because I mean there's like videos of people like narrowly dodging like spears and stuff like that coming right at them. But if it's a grab, it just vortexes you, which is nonsense. That's crazy. Okay, can't grab that one. Hey, this is different. Ah, crap. Do you have a good gaming site that can help you reverse engineer a game for all the consoles it's made? Like, reverse engineer it? Not really. Well, tasking is pretty much it. I mean, if you're like trying to like deconstruct a game, you'd have to just basically learn coding and jump into it yourself. You know, assembly, depending on like what console it is. Like Super Nintendo games were assembly. I'm not sure what Genesis were written in. Or are you just talking like about a collection for like here's like basically everything that was run on like the Mario games were run on like you had a Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Philips CDI, things like that. Like a list of Wikipedia list of X game or a series. It'll let you know. You can pull up stuff like that. It instantly let you know exactly what it is. Like you can do like for example this list of video games featuring Mario, and you can see like okay Donkey Kong, arcade and television, ColecoVision 2600, TRS and 80. Wow, that's an oldie. Crap schools in Missouri ran on those. So yeah, Wikipedia actually has a lot of that information, surprisingly. One more time. Then we'll switch up to a different game. I think maybe try some UN Squadron. Jay had a recommendation last time he was here. I was hoping he'd show up because I don't want to stream the game without him being here because that's one he was really adamant about playing. Crap, hit the ground. Ugh. It's like it's so simplistic gameplay, and it's like this is like the game I've been done like the worst at tonight. So it's shockingly surprising. It's really shocking. Alright, so no more zeroing. We're gonna do some arcade stuff now. Actually, no, let's switch back to the Super Nintendo. Bring up Virtual Arch. Go to the superb Nintendo. Hmm. Good game. We'll be trying that too. Not sure if it's a super game or not. Okay, so this has been our. Let's see. Looking for R type. Here we go. I think I have run ahead still on, so I need to double check that. Latency. It's off. Perfect. Okay, good. Gradius. Okay, it wasn't even R type. It was Gradius was the game I was thinking of. I'm like, I don't think I have it right now. I don't think I have the patched version of it. I think I may have got rid of it. Let me check my G drive real quick. Because I know Lucha Jim was like looking for, like, he was trying to patch it himself and was having issues. Um, so I'm not sure if I still have it because I remember patching it for him. It's like, yeah, I can do that for you. Patched up the game. No, I just had the Goemon in there instead. Okay. No, I do have it. Okay, cool. So I can show off both. Excellent. I'm going to drop this into a folder I have real fast so I know where to find it. Super Nintendo, ROMs. We'll just put it right into here. Take just a second. I know. I'm sorry. I apologize. Just looking at this wonderful screen here, but Cubert. Oh, well, the rare cases where the box art didn't really change between region too much. Japanese and US. All right. Put that right here so I know where to find it. So I can show out the difference between the two. Out friggin' standing. All right, back to the gaming action where I'm terrible, which is every time. Let's see, Retro Arch. We're going to go to G for Gradius or Gradius. Either way you say it, you are wrong and you are a terrible person. I hang your head in shame. Yeah, so this game actually got a patch to include the SA1 chip. And I know that the guy has also done it to Contra 3, the Alien Wars. and Pilot Wings, and I think also something else there on top of it other than this game too. It basically removes out any type of slowdown. So this is the unpatched version. Let's see. I just think, man, I was so good at this game, and then like you start playing it, and you're like, you play the patched version, it doesn't slow down anymore. You're like, oh, I'm terrible at this. Try this. Classic Konami sound. Yeah, it's pretty upbeat, which is kind of surprising. If I can manage to make it to like the bubbles section, you'll see what I'm talking about, like the slowdown of this game. Oh god, I forgot. Okay, it's in speed up, thank you. This is one of those games where like you can die and just get screwed in certain parts. I think it's either this or Parodius. I think it's this game. You have like one segment where you're like kind of doing like you have to shoot things out of your way. If you lose like your speed up, like the screen starts scrolling. If you lose your speed up ability, you just can't recover. You're just gonna keep crashing and dying. It's like it's unwinnable. Shit. Yeah, it's starting to get slowed down right here. Weird, so I could go to the top of the screen, I couldn't die, but if I hit the bottom, then that was it. So you can see right there, I was getting a little bit of slowdown, so... Menu toggle, close content. We're going to load up the patched version, which does not have slowdown, and it's going to murder me even faster. Load content, start directory. What I really want to get is a dedicated gaming PC, which everyone's like, duh, no kidding. I mean, just like for streaming though, to basically load it up with like everything I have right now. Because what I do is I also have to use this for video editing, work, whatever, multiple purpose. You know, I just want to have one that's like has every single emulator on there, loaded up, ready to rock, so I can like be the ultimate streaming PC for gaming and stuff. Here we go, patched version. Flippity flappity floop. Yeah, like even right here, I was like, I can feel this is faster because like you have micro slowdown on that part originally. So yeah, it's amazing. I remember getting really far in this game as a kid, having rented it, and I was like, man, I'm doing really great. It's like, yeah, the slowdown was making me have the Dunning-Kruger effect, or Dunning-Kruger effect, where it's like, yeah, you're better than you think you are. It's like you think you're better than you are, but you're not. So this makes it fall more in line with the arcade. Whoa, yeah, that could be an issue. All right, here we go. How? That was my own doing. I'm terrible. As if anyone out there has any type of shmup game that I can play, or suggestions, like Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, arcade, you name it, throw it out there, I'd be more than happy to play it. Hurt me. Yeah, so you can go up to the top of the screen, it doesn't hurt you. But if you go to the bottom of the screen all the way, hit the ground there, then that kills you. I don't understand that logic, why that is. Look at this! No, slow down with this thing. Ah! Why did I do that? Ah, the story of my life. Nothing but failure. Flashlight didn't want to stay on. So earlier tonight, I tried this wonderful little drink called Malta Goya, which I had heard about. Never had it before in all my worldly travels. I'm like, let's give this thing a shot. It is a malt beverage, non-alcoholic, and probably the single most unhealthy thing I've ever drank. And I've only taken a couple sips of it because that's all I could really stand. One 12 fluid ounce bottle is 270 calories, 170 milligrams of sodium, 67 carbs, and 38 grams of sugar. It's absurd. And it tastes like Raisin Bran without the raisins. and if you add like a hint of licorice or something and like extra sugar, it's really bizarre. So Nimix, I see you have said my name because you're like, please stop talking about the awesome drink of malted goya and continue playing your shmup games terribly. I'm like, yeah, I hear you, buddy. I'm with you. People want to see me die repeatedly for the dumbest things, and I'm like, I'm way ahead of you. Die faster! Speed up! Fire mouse off the screen and back. Alright. Why? Okay, I can't figure this out. Well, this is actually, I think this was a launch game, if I remember correctly. I can't figure out why sometimes you can go up to the ceiling and it's not a problem. You don't die, and then other times, like I did right there, you die. I'm like, why? No, Super R Type. Let's see, U.S. launch. No, this was actually a launch game for the Super Nintendo. August 23rd, 1991, United States. Super Mario World, F Zero, Pilot Wings. Right there, three freaking amazing games. Sim City, which puts you to sleep unless you're destroying everything, and Gradius 3. So, yeah. When I got my Super Nintendo, um, games we got with that was the Super Mario All-Stars collection, Super Mario World, because it came packaged in with the Super Nintendo back when Nintendo did that stuff. Companies used to do pack-in games, crazy as it is. And Pilot Wings, those were like the first games we had that Christmas when my parents finally broke down and got me a Super Nintendo. Because, like, I was in the Blockbuster World Video Game Championships, and some lady was talking to my mom, and she's like, how many hours a day does your kid play? Because I was doing really, really good. And my mom's like, we don't have a Super Nintendo. We don't allow him to play video games in the house. So it's at that point, like, you know, she kind of realized embarrassingly, like, oh, we should probably encourage this habit. He's actually pretty good at it. Might as well give in. And then, of course, the next Christmas after that was, like, Donkey Kong Country, so it was like, oh, baby. But, so yeah, we had, like, a lot of Mario games at the start. I mean, like, I had rented, like, we used to rent Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis before we actually owned one, so... So I got to play this, R-Type, and everything else. Oh yeah, this game is like I said, I don't know why sometimes you can be on the ceiling, sometimes it doesn't. It's not consistent and it's driving me nuts. But yeah, this game was, I remember getting pretty far renting it. But I remember like this like it had a whole bunch of slowdowns, so it wasn't that crazily hard to do. And I was a kid and I had more time to dedicate to things like that, so. But of course, I'm playing right now the patched version, which has no slowdown and is pretty much identical to the arcade, so it makes it a little bit harder by a lot. Super Metroid, I didn't beat for many years. We had rented it. We got pretty far, but I don't think we ever beat it. I didn't beat it until emulation, like, and I'm talking like around 2000, 2001, around there. No, it's about 2000, I want to say. That's why I kind of sat down and like dedicated more time to it on my Sidewinder gamepad because Microsoft hadn't come out with the Xbox 360, didn't have standardized controls, and that was your best shot to have a decent controller. Back when controllers were a crapshoot to get to work with your PC. That Sidewinder was a beast. Alright, let's switch over to UN Squadron. Let's do that. Now I'll probably jump over to some Neo Geo games. For when games for Nintendo came out, surprised to see how they ended or how they ended. Just a game that just played forever. It's basically going for a high score. Right. You have those loops. Like you beat the game, you start over, and it might be a little bit harder, or things like that. Ooh, X Band? Does that really run? I'm just curious right now to see if this actually runs. Thanks to good old buddy Yael. Put out a video, documentary on the history of the X Band, and caused it to go from a $30 device on eBay up to 200 overnight. So everybody's like, I want to buy this thing because they were starting to make it, pardon me, actually work again. RetroArch is crushing. All right. Relaunch RetroArch. Let's just go to UN Squadron. Super Nintendo. So this is a port of the arcade game, and actually, I think that the Super Nintendo version, I think, is the better version. They made a couple changes that actually makes it a little bit more fun, in my opinion. If I'm remembering right, it's been a while. Fighting in this area is ferocious. Based off of an anime called Area 88. Only fate will determine something about dying, if we live or die. Only madman would take on this mission. Lucky they found me! Mode 7. Yep, Area 88, which is why I have the A8. It's based off a... I know it was an OVA. I don't know if it was an actual series, though. Like a full-blown episodic show. I think this game goes for a lot of money now these days, too. Let me take a look at that real quick. UN... Squadron, Super Nintendo. Actually, it's pretty reasonably priced. Carts by itself seem to be around $25 to $30. That's not bad. Hell, I'd probably pick one up if I could find one around that range. And it's like, I don't know what it is, but it's something around this. I mean, the 90s were the best decade in my opinion, for video games. Because you had so much innovation from the start of the 90s to the end, going from literally Nintendo, 8-bit Nintendo to the Dreamcast in 10 years. It was like, holy crap, but you had like all this stuff. Capcom was in a swing. I mean, the music and the games, it was just so much great stuff in that decade. Ooh, crap. Okay, sorry, give me 1 second. I apologize. I know I'm scatterbrained more than usual. My apologies about that. Something I want to do here. It's a shmup. It's gonna be for the Saturn. I'm having problems getting my CD drive working though. I don't know if I have it downloaded or not. Uh, what is it called? Super. Revolution X. No, we're not doing that. I might take it off my shelf and pop it in because I want to download it and tank the stream doing that. But there's a Saturn shooter that I really want to try. I haven't played in a while. Like most of these games. Select your target area. Target in the front line. Target is the frontline base. Take it and make it our sword for thwarting Project 4. By the way, that X on the guy's head was originally a swastika. Or not a swastika, it was a Majin. Yeah, it's the only one I can afford. Conventional bomb, cluster shot. Turn on turbo. Let's see here. First off, I'm gonna die. I know it. Give me 1 second here. 1, 2. Actually, wow, okay, not bad. I'll just leave it as it is. It's only 1. Music is freaky. It's bending. Yeah, it's got a lot of pitch warping. It's classic Konami, really, or not Konami, Capcom for the age. Vulcan, super weapon, change, good. Alright, now we got turbo on. Good. It's like I'm not gonna be hammering buttons the entire time. No thanks. That's fine. It's all good. Put out a movie, have some good times with your wife. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Besides, when do I say anything that's like really worth value? So. Okay, now I remember, like, the Super Nintendo and arcade were different games entirely. It's like they got converted. Like, this was a little more friendly for home, but things were changed around. This game also has a mechanic, too, where if you get hit, you can die immediately after, but if you hold on for a second, you'll recover some of your health, which is why I have a little bit of a health bar there, so It's another unique thing for a shooter, because, I mean, like, you have certain games like, Gradius 3 or R-Type, you could hit once and you're just dead. So it's a little more friendly in that aspect. This is just the beginning. Target is the ground carrier. Its weak point is exposed only for a few seconds while it attacks. That's your chance to score. This is when you keep dive bombing in the valley. Maybe that was the arcade only. I remember one of these things is like one of the levels is like you just keep dive bombing into like this valley, like back and forth to try and take out a target. Kill everything! Enemy Air Force says they have stealth capabilities. Be careful, okay? Sounds all good. Pardon me. That was dumb. I always find it funny where they have like the B-2 bomber in like video games because they have like, you know, guns and stuff. When the actual B-2 bombers do not have any type of guns or weapons whatsoever. They are made of wood. They are over $1 billion each. And they are subsonic. They hold on to moisture, so if you fly through a cloud, you can get picked up on radar. You're no longer stealth. And since they don't have any weapons, they need to have a fighter escort, which used to be a problem because back in the day we didn't have fighter stealth jets like the F-117. The fighter was actually a bomber. It did have some guns, but it wasn't. It was made of wood, so if you tried to pull a high-speed maneuver, you'd break apart. It actually happened a couple times. Also, when the B-2 bomber opens its bomb bay doors to drop its payload or shoot off a cruise missile from it, it's also picked up on radar too. It's like it's a stealth plane that's not really stealthy. Quartermaster's Core. Mission should be a piece of cake for you. Yeah, well, nothing has been so far, buddy. I think you place way too much value in me. Yeah, this is the one I was thinking of, where you have like dive bombers. You know, dive bomb it in. Have a style. Attention all units, bandits coming in, scramble and chase them off. I was wondering if that would happen. And it does! Oh, apparently our ace pilot isn't really much of an ace, so please help. Why do we keep putting our faith in this guy? I don't know, man. It was him or that Maverick guy. I don't know. Stop shooting those stupid things. Yeah, I know, dude. I get it. I'm aware. Man, it's coming. Bad. I'm terrible. Itchy ear, my bad. Alright, here we go. Keep going. I guess my finger accidentally touched the button. I'm playing with an arcade stick right now, so it's kind of resting next to it. I think it may have got a little too sensitive. Alright, let's switch over to the arcade version. I want to try that out. Switching over, I think I have this set up as arcade. Fightcade, there we go. Okay, UN Squadron, perfect. Hold on a second. Turn off the turbos. For now, at least. Input. Map game inputs. Coin. Start. Up. Up. Down. Left. Right. Shoot. Special. 3, not sure what that is. Pause. Alright, 1 second, I gotta relaunch the game, and U period N period Squadron. Alright, here we go. Now it's a little bit different. Multi-rocket launchers, most probably will target the radar installations, so avoid missiles and attack the radar. Or raider, excuse me. Raider, it said. Hey, Shin. More power than bullpup. Launch missiles, wide range. Auto fire instantly, I like it. Super Nintendo was like you have to keep pushing the button constantly. Excuse me. So let's try putting on turbo. Yeah, that's better. Inhuman speeds, go! Power of turbo. Target's invisible stealth bomber. Attack targets without being detected. Homing missiles get detected. So this one's like, it's just linear straight off. Super Nintendo gives you some choice. Strongest homing missile. So this is the level I just kept getting my butt kicked on in Super Nintendo. Okay, so your weapons don't carry over. Okay, interesting. I was wondering if, like, okay, if, like, I had all this stuff from before and not a whole lot of money, maybe I can just hold on to it and stuff I had will carry over because it's all linear. No, not the case. That was incorrect. Instead of throwing out like weird little hook things, these the bigger bombers just shoot a spread. It seems like actually the Super Nintendo version is like a little bit harder, if I were to say. Wow, my stream is on a real big delay. Not too bad, about 4.5 seconds. Okay. Yeah, actually, I would say the arcade version is actually better, surprisingly. I'm going to kick it up to 720p 60 for the source. For my preview window. So this is wild. The Super Nintendo version is actually harder, which is not what I was expecting. That's kind of caught me off guard, to be honest. Forest Fortress, large gun batteries, burn the forest, find out where they are. Super Shell, sure, why not? And never enough for that. Those trees have had it too good for too long. Take them out. No surrenders. Okay, so it's a straight shot. I can't see. It's like I need to get above it. Oh, slow down. That's unusual. No, okay, it's just visual, not actual game. Okay. Okay, so you do take damage from the ground. I was like, how am I gonna get that last one? It's past it. Just turn around. Cool. I would go with what? Target is a carrier, it can move around on the ground, its striking power is 4 times greater than a regular carrier. Big point is posed only for a few seconds during attacks. Napalm or Bomb 2? Well, that Blackhawk is coming in to attack me. It has a flamethrower too. It's even better. This desert will be a wave. Target is a bomber called Basin. Huge bomber carries a fighter inside, and the fighter can take off in the air. Okay. Don't get distracted by the fighter's attack. Aim at the bomber. If you insist. So this track's actually not too bad. I'd say out of all the games I'm playing so far here tonight, this is actually the one I'm enjoying the most. But of course I am open to anyone lurking. If you have a shmup you'd like me to play, either Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Nintendo, whatever system, I have a lot of different things here. I'm more happy to try to play that for you, or acquire it if I can. I was thinking about trying to do Super Dimensional Fortress Macross. I'm not sure how that would emulate. That's what I want to try, but also going to also do Aero Fighters as well. That's another one I love on the Neo Geo. I have that for my MVS machine. Yeah, but if anyone's lurking, wants to suggest a game for me to play, you're more than welcome to do that, and then go back to lurking. It's not a issue on my stream. Just, of course, my big rule is that if there's any type of problem, audio, visual, long buffering, anything like that, please let me know. I'm more than happy to try to work on getting that fixed so you have the best experience possible with just hanging out and watching. Or talking if you want to do that too. It's all good. Because if I don't know there's a problem, I don't know how to fix it. You know, it's pretty simple. And I've had people do that too, like, you know, like people like, hey, I'm just lurking, but there's an audio problem, like you're too quiet or you're too loud. It's like, okay, just verify that it's fixed and that's it. Even if you're a regular, you're allowed to lurk too, which is fine, because I have people like, oh, I wanted to watch your stream, but I didn't want to talk or anything, I just wanted to watch on the couch, and it's like, dude, that's fine. You're allowed to be a regular and lurk. Nothing says you can't. An Osprey? No one survived my attack? It's like, were you trying to? Or... Missile launcher at the end of the cave. When the inside of the cave is very narrow, watch out for rocks. Okay. Oh, I see what's going on. I was like, why am I always like running out of there? I have turbo on for this part, so I should probably pause it and take off the turbo, because I'm like, because it's buying me like a whole crap ton of weapons I don't really need. I'm like, why is it keeping me like 80 for everything? That would be the reason why. It's like, why can't I ever buy a shield or anything cool? Ah, you can cause cave-ins, okay. Took off the turbo. Hopefully that fixes my problem I was having. Don't underestimate the UN Squadron's pilots. I would, seeing how the UN likes to stand by when genocide and everything else is going on in the world. Gosh, where was it? I think it was Iraq. About a year ago, I want to say. 2 UN convoys got ambushed, and it was like by people like AK-47s. They blocked them in on the streets. Like there's video of it, and guys run up with AK-47s. They're in bulletproof, like APCs, mind you. What did the UN guys do? Did they open fire, take out their attackers? Nope. They surrendered. They got out of the vehicles, let them take off with all their advanced military hardware. They're just like, oh gee, that sucks. Back in Sarajevo, Kosovo, all those actions in the 90s. It's another. I love this guy. This guy's like a legend in my book. So with the UN, they're pinned down. They're taking Serbia. They're taking like sniper fire. This guy pops out of the top of the APC because they're just parked there, just taking like round after round after round. Like, well, we can't deliver our aid because we're stuck here because the snipers pinned us down. Guy pops out with a rifle of his own and takes out like the 2 snipers that are pinning him down. He got withdrawn from the battlefield for violating orders. Basically, they're there to be shot at. Pardon me. They don't fight. They don't do anything. They just get shot at. It's a joke. They're supposed to be peacekeepers. They don't do anything. Target is a bomber called Bullhead. We expect a certain amount of damage, but you'll do your best. Good luck. Yes, that was my problem. Same, like, why don't I ever have money and like have all this like weapons going through? But yeah, turbo button was acting a little too good and making me buy things I shouldn't have or didn't need. That's my fault. Intermission. So what are you guys watching, Nivix? If you're taking a break there, probably someone's going to the bathroom. Dinesh D'Souza. I have. Or I just got very lucky with that name. He has some good points to his stuff, but the other points he's kind of like a Michael Moore, where he just goes and like presents half-baked ideas he doesn't really follow up on all the way. But he tends to do more factual stuff than like the half-ass things, which is nice. He does have some sensationalism, but not all the time. He's not like a Michael Moore, like I'm just gonna straight up lie non-stop. Like nothing I say is anywhere near reality. It's like, no, this guy's got a lot of truth behind it. I know he has a new movie coming out. I'm not sure if it's VOD or in theaters or what. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think, like, I'm trying to explain, like, what I'm thinking about. It went to Game Over? What? Wow. Okay. Bummer. Alright, so one game I want to get to, before I switch over and try to do a Saturn to wrap it up, is I want to do one of my favorite ones. It's a Neo Geo game. It's Aero Fighters. Aero Fighters 2. AKA Sonic Wings 2 in Japan. But this is one of my favorite shooters for the Neo Geo. Favorite shmups by far. Doesn't that BIOS? That one got funky. Alright, map inputs. I miss having my Neo Geo. It's out in the It's out in the garage. I don't have a way to bring it inside. Settings. I think it's F2. Yes. Always make sure on your Neo Geo games that it's not set. Sometimes the games will be set to 8, which is the hardest difficulty level by default. Make sure it's at least 3 or 4. New mode, normal. We're not going to reset. Reset will, like, if you die and then continue, it brings you back to the start of level. No. Play credits, yes. Yes, you can play as Spanky, the dolphin. I'm the world's first dolphin pilot. Don't question it, just roll with it. This game will give you, like, carpal tunnel. Playing it on the actual machine, because you don't have turbo like I'm using right now. One thing that's always kind of bugged me about this game is that your power-ups don't last. It's like they eventually downgrade after time. So like all of a sudden, like you'll have the maximum weapon, and then you'll slowly start going back down to nothing unless it gives you more of it to work with, which not a fan of, to be honest. Wish it just stayed that level, like you earned it, keep it until you die, you know, then get knocked down and try to build yourself back up, but not for like the full nothing, but maybe a little more fair. Oops. Never thought I'd be frying, so not flying, this game also has English, frying over a jungle. Yeah, I'm actually not sure how long I'm gonna be streaming because there's actually a lot of games I want to get in. Like, there's just so much, but like not enough time. I've only been streaming for about 2.5 hours. I might do a 4-hour stream. I'm not sure. Since I don't want to play the entire game as Spanky. It's like, no. Weird sound glitch. This guy is usually who I use. Hien. I'm a ninja. My life is lonely and difficult. You and me both, buddy. You and me both. Shoots kunais. Which is funny because it's more like a gardening trowel, but for whatever reason people have now associated like as a throwing weapon. It's not. I know Naruto helped help do that perception, but it's one of those misconceptions. Ninjas are like really the most romanticized and like not politically, like historically incorrect things. Like they were spies, they were assassins, yes, but rarely would they ever do the whole dressing up and like, you know, all black and everything. A lot of that was just basically legend. They spread themselves a lot of times. They were skilled at sneaking, but they were mostly just spies and information gatherers. They did have ninjutsu, which eventually learned, and it's more of like think of like judo, or like jujitsu before jujitsu was a thing, before like Brazilians invented it. It's mostly about like breaking bones and killing a person as fast as possible, is what ninjutsu is. People have this misconception of like all these crazy things. It's like it's okay, how can you grab this person and break their arm or their neck? A lot of pressure point strikes. I mean, you learn how to do lots of crazy things, like I know where to hit somebody on the arm, which will drop them in the ground in like horrific pain, like to the point where they're not going to fight anymore. So people don't realize like you can hit a person in the arm and drop their entire body like it's just been turned off, like you knocked them out. Same thing, like you hit a person in the neck at a right point, which will cause their heart to skip a beat. It's things like that is mostly what it is. Gosh, I'm trying to think of like the Russian martial art. It's basically like the whole goal is like pick them up and drop them on their head. It's like I can't remember what it's called for the life of me. They had trained their Spetsnaz operatives in it as well. It's kind of funny. It's not that great in my opinion, but it's kind of unique in that like that's their whole thing. Like just grab somebody, drop them on their neck, try to break it. Whoa, I'm dodging that one. Next target, enemy force in the Atlantic. Yeah, this is like a bonus stage where it just loads you up with all sorts of power-ups. They wanted, like, here you go, you made it level 3, max out your weapons. You can still die, I mean, there's a lot of crazy crap coming at you, but... Destroy enemy penetration in the park. Yeah, we know what you mean. We know what's going on. And I'm a terrorist. I just attacked the Statue of Liberty, and I think in this game too you also can blow up, yes, you can blow up the Twin Towers. I'm going to hell. For money. It was like 1993, I think this game came out. It was a different time back then. You try that now? No, that wouldn't fly as well. SR-71, that cracks me up. That jet was like, it's still classified for how fast it can actually go. Rumored to be about Mach 7. Actually around Mach 5 or so, I think it was maximum rumored. But it just leaks so much fuel before, like, when it was on the ground. But then we get to high speeds, it's like started fusing up. Like, you know, the leaks went away because of, like, the speed and the frictions involved. I got to talk to an SR-71 pilot years ago. I asked him, I'm like, if you were going full speed, and this is something you'd never do, he's like, of course. I was like, hypothetical. I was like, if you're going full speed, how long would it take you to make a full U-turn to, like, you know, make a turnaround going full? He's like, basically the entire continent, like the entire country of Russia. It's like, it would take going full speed that in order to, like, safely turn around so you didn't destroy. Because basically you lined up where you're going to fly over and just go in a straight line. It's like there was no real turning, you just went straight and fast. Like, when you're traveling faster than the muzzle velocity of a bullet, you know, you don't really turn. I always remember the stage giving me trouble. It's, like, harder for me to see stuff. Speaking of harder to see stuff, my brother bought Call of Duty Modern Warfare for PlayStation 4. There is a new one that's coming out pretty soon? Black Ops 4 or whatever. I don't know what it is, but... So I was playing the single-player game, because I was like playing single-player campaigns. It's not too bad. What cracks me up is that there is a colorblind option, and I cannot see any of them. It's like, they're like, here's examples. And I'm like, Infinity Ward has no idea. It's like, you just need to hire somebody who's colorblind. Just, I mean, ask me as a consultant. Send me pictures. I'll let you know, yes, this is correct for colorblindness, or no, it's not. Because they had these things like, you know, Theatotopia, Trantopia, things like that, and they're like, none of them worked. I mean, I couldn't see any of them. I'm like, you guys screwed up. Because I can usually see, like, you know, a couple of them, not all of them, but it's like I couldn't see any of them, period. And I ran to like one or two spots in the game that kind of became an issue. Like the very first level, like in Russia, was kind of hard to see. You know, objectives I was supposed to be going for, but the game kind of handheld me long enough to get through it. But I remember the Call of Duty 4 remaster, which I played on stream a couple months back. I think it was like one of the few games I was playing right before. Ooh, full. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Basically, it was like one of the games I played when I got back into streaming after my back fusion healed. And, like, that one was terrible. You turn on, like, color blindness mode, it was like puke lime green. It's like, just ask someone who's colorblind. It's like, there has to be, statistically speaking, somebody at the company has to be colorblind. Say, hey, Joe Blow or Jane Doe or whoever, You're colorblind. Does this look right? Last one, then I'm gonna switch up games again. Like I said, there's just so many games I want to get through tonight because I usually don't play this type of genre of game on stream. So this might kind of show off just a eclectic mix of what's available. This boss I remember being a major pain. Me. And we're done. All right. I don't think it's on this emulator. Let me take a look. Let's see. It is. Sweet. Okay, cool. Go. Yeah. Well, I use drugs. I'm not a winner, so I guess it's technically correct. Can't fault him, really. Okay, so I want to make sure it's saved the changes put into it. Okay. William Sessions, I think he got in trouble for something many years later. Alright, here we go. So what's kind of unique about this game is you have very wide. It's like it's a narrow screen, but you have like a pretty wide like playing field. And gosh, where was that? It must have been, I'm thinking it was back in K.I. Sawyer before it closed down. The bowling alley actually had a really decent, yeah, it was K.I. Sawyer, which means nothing to anyone else here watching this, but their bowling alley had an amazing arcade. I mean, they had like 2 Neo Geo machines. You know, they could have just got like an MVS, but they got like two of like a 2 slot or something. They actually had two cabs, and so like one of them had Fatal Fury on it, and another one had World Heroes, which sadly I don't have in my collection. I really want it, but the game's gone up in price. I have World Heroes 2, but they also had this game, Raiden, for a while. So it was pretty cool. Like they swap out machines every once in a while, but then some of them they were just like so popular they just kept like some really good ones. Like Fatal Fury stayed there, as in World Heroes. This one got swept out eventually for a puzzle game. I can't remember what it was called. It wasn't as popular or well received. I liked it. No continue? What? There we go. I was like, excuse me? But this is one of the games that got swapped out eventually after like a couple months. Probably was there for like half a year. But then I think they also replaced it with like, I think it's Atax is what it is there. It's kind of like this blob, kind of almost Othello-like gameplay, which I really enjoyed. I remember enjoying it, then I tracked it down on emulator. I'm like, maybe this wasn't the game I was thinking of, but then eventually it got swapped out again for Magic Sword, and man, Magic Sword is such a fun game. Gotta be careful, that button's super sensitive. Magic Sword or the Atex one, I think it is. I can't remember what it's called. I have to look for it. I know I have it on MAME. I can pull up and look for it. It starts with the A, but Magic Sword? Oh man, Magic Sword is awesome. I've played it on stream before. I'm pretty sure it's one of those games, if you see it, you'll go, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about now. That won't do. Let's not use hardcore gaming. The guy's a douchebag. Does no one have large pictures of this game? Here we go. So, maybe if you look at that, you might go, oh, I think I remember this game. Not going to play this for long, but just to show you what it is. Game inputs. Yeah, Magic Sword. This is good. This was released for the Xbox 360 and I think the PS3 as well. It was combined with this and Final Fight. Now I own the Super Nintendo version of this, not the American version with the Super Famicom. It's far cheaper, but the Super Nintendo port of this game has like a lot of slowdown, like ridiculous amounts of slowdown. Sadly, it's also like the Super Nintendo version is only one player for whatever reason. I don't know why. This game with like two people is a blast.
Thank you.
Turbo on still. Need to turn that off. You got a felt gun. And so basically it's like you have your swords, you get hit like this, you lose a sword, you want to pick it back up because you need to have all the swords of progression to beat the game to get the best ending, which I think this is like 50 levels, I want to say, in the game. It's been a while since I did a full playthrough. But there's like certain directions you can go, left or right. You can skip certain levels and go on ahead and so forth. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's one I definitely recommend to emulate it and try it out, or you can buy it legally through the Double Impact collection. I think it is. It's Final Fight and this game, Magic Sword. Be right back. There's one game I want to get going here, but I need to hit the restroom real quick. I'm going to do a little bit longer stream, probably go for about another hour. But hang tight, I will be right back. But before I do that, let's put up some music here. Let's see. Let's go to my streaming music collection. This'll do. Alright, be right back in a minute or two. Hang tight. Alright, I am back. Thank you so much for waiting. Sorry about the delay. Alright, so we're going to leave it on this screen, even though I'm still here, because I need to grab a game off the shelf. That stays there. Okay, good. And see if I can get my CD. I have a DVD drive, which is very finicky and sometimes doesn't want to open up. And you gotta like literally bash it to get it to work. I need to grab my knife. Actually, this might work. There we go. All right, got it open. So everyone thinks shmups, you're thinking like, oh, okay, like, arcade games, Super Nintendo, Genesis. We've done that. We've had some fun with those tonight. Sega Saturn doesn't really come up a whole lot, sadly. See if I can get this up and running. Hopefully it works. So I grabbed the game off the shelf because I don't have it downloaded. See if I get this to work right. I'll put up technical difficulties instead. So people won't think I'm just running away. File read error. Yeah, I know it's going to be that. It's just it doos. Scene. Can you hear the Japanese Saturn startup music? Stuff. Drive empty. Of course it is. Actually, I have a Sega Saturn pad designed for the PC. I rarely get to use it because I was thinking originally like I'm gonna do all these like Sega Saturn games on PC and stream them that way, and then like I got the ability to at the time stream the actual real console. Back when Elgato was shitting out every 3 seconds. Which, by the way, I was really surprised. I had told people, 4 people subscribed to me yesterday, which is insane. And not expected, so very happy about that. So it puts me one step closer to being able to buy a Cloner Alliance so I can have reliable streaming for consoles. I know it's not formatted right here. I just need to get everything set up. This takes a little bit. Controller. It's freaking out. Come on. Pretty sure I don't need Origin and Parsec running in the background. Alright, there we go. SSF, try this again. There we go, now it's working. Skip all the rapid inputs. Good. Now we need to set this to physical drive. Please restart, I'm aware. That's the problem. I'm using SSF, which seems to work the best for me. I'm using the test version, but it's like whenever you make a change, you have to restart. It's like, come on, guys, program this so you don't have to restart every single time. Oh, you put in, you change the BIOS, restart. You switch from a emulated drive to a physical drive, restart. Update your controller, restart. It's like, God, I just want to play. Once you get it up, though, it's fine. It works great. All right, there we go. Let's stretch this a little bit. The Super Dimension Fortress Macross. This was also known, you may not recognize Macross, which is the original one, but it's also released in the States as Robotech. And there's a whole bunch of series about that. There's like Southern Cross, which was actually not really a continuation. There's only like 30 episodes of the original Macross, which I highly recommend people to watch. It is a great series. Actually able to stream on Amazon, Amazon Prime. All right, let's see. What am I looking at here? Okay, I can edit. That's good. Push 2 times button. Searching attack. I'll save it by default. I'm not sure what it is. Key config. Here we go. Where's hold your fire when you need him with his better reading skills than mine? Gun pod. I think B is like your Gatling or your missile. I think that's unused for X and Y. Yeah, that's unused. Z. Formation. Okay, okay, because you can basically your ship can change. Okay, so I think we can figure this out here. I think we're gonna be good. I have the wrong disc in. Okay, I had to stop and try to figure out what's going on here. So why did I do that? The last time I played here, apparently I put disc 1 in the back and disc 2 up front. This is a 2 disc game. Why did I do that? That's weird. Can't believe I did that. That's so bizarre. Is it gonna give me crap now? Maybe. Nope. Let's see. Let's start. All right, good. All right, attempt 2. This is a Super Dimensional Fortress Macross.
1999年、
It's
地
like
球
a,
に謎の巨大戦艦が落下した。地球外知的生命体の存在に
basically, year 1999, world's involved in like World War III, but they haven't gone nuclear yet.
この戦艦を修復。
And also, there's like this ship comes crashing in from
10
orbit.
年の歳月を費やして完成
Takes
した
about 10 years to rebuild it.
SDF-1 と
They start taking technology off it.
宇
World
宙へと
unites.
旅立とうとしていた。
Super Dimensional Fortress 1, SDF-1's built. And the day it's supposed to take off and have its maiden flight, it gets attacked. And there's actually a movie. I think this is called Do You Remember Love, is what these video scenes are from. So it's like an abridged, shortened version of the series made into movie form. 'It takes off. Yeah, we get it. It's just flickering is driving me nuts. For me. Okay, still the same. Yeah, I know. We heard that already. Who the hell are these guys? Yeah, it's a good question. Okay, it's like I didn't realize I'm playing now. Okay, so shoot. Yes, we're going to continue. Like, I'm trying to figure out the controls and how this works. It's been 6-7 years since I last played this. There we go. So you transform, which is different techniques for it. I know there's also like a background button. Like you shoot like objects in the foreground. Yeah, there we go, okay. Yeah, so it's like if you go into like the battle mode, like you're running around this giant mech, that gets a little wonky, the control. You can shoot behind you, but you're not very agile. There's also a Super Nintendo version. Ooh, shit, I should have played that. Still time, still time. I want the Super Nintendo version of this game. I remember playing it emulated, like, early days of emulation, and being blown away. I'm like, oh my god, they made a Super Famicom Macross game from like my favorite favorite shows ever. and it's now like I think $200 if you can find it for sale. It's not cheap. Oh my gosh! Right at the big. Oh, now I remember about this game. Like it's hardcore. You may be asking, why can you transform into a robot like this? Well, it turns out that the aliens are actually giant humanoids from a long lost civilization based off of humans. So, like, they're like us, just larger. There's actually no physical difference between us, for the most part. And that's the big secret that they kept from, like, the people of Earth when they found the spaceship when the SDF crashed into the planet. Like, okay, aliens exist, we know this because it's an alien spaceship, but we don't want people to know they're, like, 50 feet tall. They didn't, for whatever reason, like, people accepted that, like, yeah, there's, like, an alien spaceship crashed, but they didn't ask what the aliens looked like for 10 years. It's really bizarre. It's kind of a story loophole, but... Yeah, I'm terrible at this. It gets to be like a little, like you have to do like this weird claw grip with your hand. Because, like, A shoots, B is your lock-on missile, and then Z as in zebra is like your dodge. I should probably change that if I'm able to. Let's see if I can do a soft reset. Edit. Oh god, why would you do this to me? Find solutions to your problems in life. Take a picture. It will last longer. Literally. Also, so when you go into edit and you're like, what the hell is my button? You put where you want. So A is going to be shoot still. B, missiles. We're going to put... Let's see, this is going to be... Y is going to be... the bomb. And then X we're going to have as... Where's the dodge? Dodge, there we go. Form 1 will still be L. Form 2 will be that. And we're all good. Hopefully that took it. Let's take a look and see if it did. Key config. Did not. Son of a bitch. Alright, one more time.
西暦せ
敵の戦闘機が出てくるぞ。油断するな。
No, it didn't. I don't know. It's just not taking it. I don't know any other way how to get out of that edit screen other than hitting the start button. It's like it locks you in unless you have to assign everything. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that should hopefully go on easy because it's terrible. There we go. All right. Yeah, now I don't have to like do some weird claw grip. I can actually get a little bit further in the game. Yay!
タワンより全防衛隊に次ぐ。本艦はこれよりホールド体制に入る。繰り返す。本艦はこれよりホールド体制に入る。
ホールド？本気か？
So basically, they take off and they built like a city around like the rebuilding of the ship. I didn't know if it was gonna actually fly or not because this thing is like 10 miles long, almost 20 kilometers or so. And like we need to take off and we're gonna get jammed out here. So I do this like this. It's called like a space fold. It's like a warp maneuver, like almost like teleports. If you're doing like the gravity of a planet, it screws up everything. So they jumped out in the middle, like almost to Jupiter by accident, and it took the entire town with them. So people were in shelters, and they're dying for lack of oxygen, and like they're not sealed up right. So they had to quickly grab everything they could, the survivors, bring them inside the ship, and these basically ended up rebuilding the entire city of what they could, what was left there, inside the ship itself. Because the ship will transform as well. It's a great show. I'm kind of simplifying and rushing through a lot of details. There's a lot there, but there's a lot of action, sci-fi. There's romance. It's really good. You learn to hate Lin Minmay because she's a bimbo. Yeah, they end up in Titan.
Macross は超空間工法フォールドの失敗により冥王星軌道へと飛
To
ば
the
され
fold failure.
その中には
Head up by
異星人
Titan.
の攻撃を逃れて船内に逃げ込んだ多くの
People
一般市
escaped
民
into the ship.
地球で生き別れた者たちと再び出会い大地に立つために彼らは
Those who
マクロスの中に
survived,
街を作り地球を目
They
指
built
す
the city, Macross.
そんな中に一人のアイドルがいた
Meanwhile, something. I didn't quite catch that. I didn't hear it too well. My Japanese is really slipping. I don't have television anymore, so it's kind of getting terrible. This does not look like it's playing right, so we'll skip that FMV. But if anyone's watching and lurking, if you have a shoot 'em up or shmup game that you'd like to see played, by all means, let me know. If you're lurking, you're welcome to go back to lurking. Just give me a recommendation in chat. I'll be more than happy to try to play it.
3OX プラス A15 30秒後に射程圏内に入る迎撃体系に移れ
Modified course.
聞いての通りだ。これより迎撃フォーメーション17に移る。
Okay, we're formation 17. We're gonna go.
ロングレンジミサイルスタンバイ。
Missiles on standby. Yeah, got it. So basically, they're like, okay, emulator does not like this game. Like I said, I have not tried to play this emulated until right now at this moment today. So I've only played on my actual Saturn. So looks like we might have hit a dead end here. Yeah. Okay, so we'll have to abandon that. Sorry. Oh well, I mean, I try to do something a little bit different on the stream, and that's what it gets me. I get nowhere. But we're gonna jump back over. I want to play actually the Macross game on Super Nintendo. So I plug in that controller. Go. I'm gonna bring back up RetroArch. It'll take me a second. I know you're looking at a black screen. There we go. All right. Kyoku. Okay, that's what I had to try to figure out exactly what it's called because I know it's not just like Macross. It's like, nah, it's gotta be called something different. Start with a C. I have it in here. There it is. Yeah. So this is the game that I want to own. This is the game I discovered via emulation. In the early days of emulators, I was like, oh, that's when I had my mind blown that like there was Dragon Ball Z games and and Macross games. So a cart of this pre-owned. There's only 2 of them for being on sale right now. Actually, I take that back here. There is a cart just single by itself, $70. If you want it complete in box, you're looking at $150 to $200 easily. It's kind of a little more of a rare game, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is also like a Earthbound situation where they're just like, yeah, it's suddenly worth a crap ton of money for no reason. Is this a translated ROM? I don't remember that being in English. So fighting again, maybe it's not. Scrambled Valkyrie. So remember this being in Japanese. I don't remember being in English, but it's literally probably been about 15, 16 years since I last played this. Okay. Karu, Max, or Miria? Do like Max. I was thinking with Hikaru. I think I called him Rick in the American version of Battletech. Robotech, that's what it was, not Battletech, Robotech. We set a new machine for the fighting. Now the time to scramble Valkyrie again. Yeah, I think it's just English, to be honest. I really wish I knew. Really wish I knew. I'll have to take a look at this on YouTube. One, two, three. Okay, so it's two. So you're faster as the ship, a little bit slower in like the hybrid form, and then really slow as the battle mode. Looks like we have a Zendrade ship coming out. Yep. Yeah, so each form you get, like, you have to pick up the power in that form in order to, like, to get the, enhancement or the weapon upgrade. Okay, it's coming back to me. It's coming back. One live game over. Wow, these games are brutal. So she's actually an alien, Zendrade, who was set to kill this guy, Max, who was like another ace pilot who was like the best person they have. Like, he was just a civilian, and they find him in an arcade one day. He's just kicking ass on the simulator. So the girl is like a top ace pilot for the Zendrade, the aliens, and she's getting pissed because they keep meeting in battle, but he keeps getting the upper hand on her, but like they keep finding like a standstill almost. They're like almost evenly matched, but he's slightly bigger, slightly better. So she goes, they have a way to shrink themselves down to our size, like clone themselves down. She goes to infiltrate to try to kill him and instead falls in love. So they end up like, She ends up leaving Zendrati, living with the humans, trying to fight their way back to Earth, back to home, and they get married. It's really sweet. And she's kind of like fish out of the water, so she's trying to like adapt to human life and her new life with a different species. She thought it was a different species at least, but yeah, it's great. I love this show. It's so awesome. We're gonna go with Max though. Just the audio just a little bit. Bring it up a little bit. There we go. Oh, that's right. I forgot he's got that wonky. Wonky, weird, like, here's your bulb. It's like, what? Oh, crap. Oh. I think they changed Mila's name to Miriam, I think. I think I have, like, I don't have all of them, but I have probably half the show in English. The American Robotech version. When they did the remasters about, I want to say close to 15... No, actually it's probably about, yeah, about 16, 17 years ago. Did a remastered version of it. Cleaned up the old picture, put it in 5.1 surround, which sounds really amazing. There's just a lot of the show's dogfights and stuff. It sounds really cool. But the original Japanese version is available for stream in the United States on Amazon Prime. Okay, so 3 is the maximum, indeed. Okay. Use it for the other upgrades. I'm not sure what this does, it just seems like a waste. Not sure how that's going to be an effective weapon, to be honest. Oh, crap. Great, black hole weapons. At least I have a seeker, so. Oh, if you get hit, you lose power-up level. Oh, come on, game. Really? Okay, so... Alright, figuring it out, figuring it out. That was a cheap shot. It seemed like, why would it go, like, up higher? Why am I always going low? Well, I guess that's my answer, I guess. This is where the gravity bombs come out, I think. Yep. Oh crap, come on. Mode 7! Literally, that thing is a background sprite, which is why it's able to get larger and why all of a sudden the background got super simplified. Alright, so if I continue, where is it going to put me at, though? That's the question I'm looking at right now, because I'm getting tired and hungry. Does it put me at the start, or does it put me at the halfway? I remember beating this 20 years ago. I have a feeling it started at the very beginning. It puts me at the very beginning. Oh my gosh, how did I do this? Apparently I was a lot more awesome at video games back in the day, just not today. But with that though, thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. I do appreciate it. It's pretty cool. Shoutouts to Nimix for showing up here today in the stream. The bots, I got the ban. He got the swing of the ban hammer finally too. Gradual Slope for the follow as well. That's pretty cool. So I thank you very much for that. I normally stream at 8 p.m. I get my number lock back on. It's off for some reason. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't know when that is, just copy and paste it into Google. It'll tell you for wherever you are in the world. Keep an eye also on my Twitter at Wursel555. So if something comes up, if I need to reschedule, if I need to start at a later time, like 8:30, which is kind of been happening, so keep an eye on there. If something comes up, you will be notified there, as well as what I will be playing when the stream comes about. So next stream is going to be on, looks like Tuesday, the 27th. So let's take off shmups here off the list. We've done that. Going back to Castlevania, that's what we're going to be doing here. Mark it down here so I don't forget. Play this. There we go. So we're going back to Castlevania Lament of Innocence. I really want to get that game beat up. Might be able to do it actually next stream. I'm not quite sure. That's kind of the hope for it, at least. And then we'll figure out from there. So PlayStation 2 game, Castlevania Lament of Innocence. It's been a trip so far. So hopefully see y'all then. And have yourselves a good one.